Shedeur Sanders is officially the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for the rest of the season. And let's hear the man who's probably not too happy about that, Mr. Kevin Stefanski. Let's see what he has to say.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. All right, injury front, just an update. Ethan Posick will be out for the season. He's getting surgery. He tore his Achilles.
Dog, that's the third starting offensive line that is gone at this point, by the way.
So obviously, feeling for Ethan. He's a huge part of our team, of our offense. We've relied heavily on him, having a veteran center in there. So disappointed for him, but I know he will bounce back. He's got the right attitude, as you guys would imagine, but disappointed for Ethan. Obviously, that game doesn't go our way, and just trying to talk through it with the team this morning on the things that the reasons for that and the things that we can do better, the things that we have to do better as a football team, offense, defense, special teams, player coaches, things that we have to improve upon in games like that. So it's frustrating. We got to learn from it, and then we'll move on to Chicago. With that, I'll take any questions.
First question will go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, just wondering, is Shedeur Sanders your starter now for the rest of the season?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your thinking behind that?
Yeah, I think all along, Mary Kay, as you know, with our quarterbacks and our young players, you're always making sure that you're making the right decisions for our guys. And I think he has constantly and consistently gotten better in each one of these games and how he's approached this game. He's been working very hard. So I feel good about where his development is heading. He knows there are always going to be plays that he can be better and those type of things. But he's very intentional about getting better each and every game he's out there.
Has anything surprised you about his development over these past three starts?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. Surprise is the word, Mary Kay. I think, again, we've been around each other now going back to April, so I've seen constant improvement in a bunch of areas. But I also saw in that game some areas of improvement in some areas that we asked him to improve upon, and I think that's the fun part of coaching is developing players and giving them tools to improve in certain areas, if you will. And I think the fun part is when you have players like Shedeur, like our rookies, whomever it may be, that are very intentional about their own development as well.
I don't want to we don't got to put too much on Kevin Stefanski. The whole world wants him to be fired. So I'm going to be fair and say, hey, good on you for making the right decision. Good on you for addressing the fact that Shedeur is someone who can grow and who can take those next steps. And then the biggest thing here, I think, is like, hey, man, maybe you could have developed him with game speed a lot quicker because he has the higher ceiling than the other people you have put in. That's just, hey, crazy idea from a crazy Shedeur fan, I guess. But it is.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Daryl.
Yeah, Kevin, I wanted to ask about the 2-point conversion philosophy. I know that you guys use the probabilities and all those type of things when making those particular decisions about going for two. I guess my question is, like, you guys have been doing this for a long time, and the wins and losses don't seem to be equating that. My question is, how much of game flow and that factor in, and can they outweigh just the probabilities of, hey, you're down 14, you just scored, go ahead and go for two, so it informs you whether or not you should kick one or two on that second touchdown. I'm trying to understand like the process and the philosophy there with going for two with that first touchdown scored when you're down 14.
Yeah, well, I think you understand the philosophy behind it. I think I have to go into every game understanding our team, their team, the matchups, the plays that we have available to us. Do we like them? Do we not? Those are the type of decisions that factor into the game. Obviously, you take all that information in, Daryl, as you know, in all your decisions that you make. But ultimately, you're making decisions based on the game that you're playing and what's in front of you.
And then just a question about Shedeur and just his progress, similar to what Mary Kay was asking. the fact that he put up 4 touchdowns in just his third start versus what he did in that first start at Las Vegas, just how pleasantly surprised are you with his progression in such a short timeline, considering maybe how far he might have been behind in training camp and maybe the first quarter of the season?
Yeah, again, not that maybe the terms I'd use other than tell you I've been really impressed by his work ethic. And that's going back to since the moment he got here. That's what we've been striving to work with him and with all of our guys. As you know, it's been a huge area for us is player development of all of our players. And I think the guys, when they embrace it, that's the fun part where you get to see these guys making strides. So he's still very early into his career, and he would tell you the same. You want to have constant improvement in everything you're doing. There's moments in these games that come up that are hard to replicate in practice. You can talk through them on tape. You can talk through them in a walkthrough, and then you get the rep in a game, and that's the most valuable learning tool you can have. And I think he will only take all of that and use that to his development moving forward.
I do want to talk about this for a second because that's Daryl Reuter, by the way. He's someone who's been calling out the fact that Dillon Gabriel just wasn't up to snuff even in the preseason, right? So it's funny because he's actually given Kevin Stefanski a little bit of bail there, right? Like, I would expect Shedeur Sanders to be behind, like it was reported, because what would the reason be for Shedeur not being out there then? If he wasn't, in Kevin Stefanski's words, if he wasn't behind, what could possibly made you think that Dillon Gabriel is the one? And this is not about hating on Dillon Gabriel. I need to stress that. Y'all know me. I like Dillon Gabriel. I think he's a great guy. Gives back to his local high school, all that fun stuff. I'm just talking football. If Shedeur wasn't behind, did y'all just waste a big chunk of the season? Is that what you're telling me? Like what and not me. What are you telling the Browns fans? He's improved in 3 games in ways that we haven't seen Dillon Gabriel improve. How can I be confident in your talent evaluation if this is what happens? I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's only against the Raiders and it's against the Titans and it's all that. I want you to go check out the other people who did what they did against the Titans. It's not looking that great. But hey, let's let it finish out real quick.
Next, we're going to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, couple other injury questions. Do you have an update on Denzel and David coming out of the game?
Yeah, no update other than to say we'll see how they are come Wednesday.
Jack still in the protocol?
Yes.
Wyatt out this week?
Yes.
Okay. And then after, with time to reflect on it, the idea of going with the hot hand with Shedeur on that last 2-point conversion.
They are grilling
do you have
him on
any
that
second
2-point.
thoughts about it? I understand, why he went to the Wildcat, but the fact that he'd been playing so well, does that make you think twice about it?
Well, listen, when you come up short like you do, you think about everything and what you could do differently. Obviously, when you get in those moments, you have the calls ready to roll and plays that you've talked about pre-game and throughout the week. There are going to be times where you want to call back. There will be times where you have success and it didn't come off exactly how you wanted it. But bottom line is, we came up short in both those tries, and that's where I have to look at it and say, are there things that we can do better? And that's my job to look at it constantly.
Thanks.
I'm happy that the Browns media is absolutely staying on him about that situation. He's going to have to really wear that on his sleeve. And I think that, if for someone who's supposed to be an offensive-minded coach, for someone who's supposed to be a coach of the year multiple times, these are the questions and these are the comments and these are just the ponderings that need to continue to happen. I'm happy they're putting their foot to the fire. And I'm more happy that we get to see a lot more Shedeur for 4 more games at least, and we're gonna see what happens in 2026. Y'all let me down below. What should the Browns do? Should they go ahead forward with Shedeur? Should they see what they have in Deshaun Watson, or should Dillon Gabriel be the starter? Y'all let me know down below.